So, alright, so let's get back into this. So I will assign some controllers to these in a sec. I'm just building the effects for the time being. Nope, that's not what I want. I want it here. Insert. Wouldn't you know it? Just want something to pull off the top end. Just dampen that down a little bit. That's not what I want. Alright, where's the parametric EQs? Let's just let's try treble. It's not final. Ah, here we go. Sounds nice, but I'm after something with an EQ in it. This one's got. I'm gonna have to go with a. I think I'm gonna have to go with. Just use this one here. Let's do a bit of modulation. So what have we got here? We've got filter. Right, so what I want to do is I want to modulate the filter and the delay. So I'm going to do, let's start with the filter first. So we'll go back to box one. What I want to be able to do is change the, I want to be able to modulate the frequency. So right, let's do the LFO halt first. So adjust that with. So adjust off. 29 and adjust on. So what I can do is I can turn the filter sweep off, which is thought handy. What I might do is I might reverse this so that it's I'll do it the other way. So I was just thinking about whether I wanted the light on or off for the to halt it, but I'll leave the light on just to indicate that it's halted. Okay, let's go back to box one. Right now I want to change the frequencies. Right, I want to be able to adjust the resonance, so let's do that first. So let's put that on 0 to start with. Let's adjust it with that one, and we'll put that up to 18 dB. So. Minimum frequency, right, let's take this down. Alright, so let's now go into box 2, which is, I think, the delay. Yep. So I want to be able to completely remove this. So I'll sign this up to 27. Let's make it. We'll go up to 35. else I want to adjust on that? No, probably not. So what we might do is go to box 3, and same sort of thing, I want to be able to adjust this chorus. So let's just take this down to, oops, 0, it's on at 26, and take that up to 50. Alrighty, I think we might leave that there. So let's just save that. Name. So PWM 0. Alrighty. So there's another nice sound there, so let's just set the controllers there because it does something and it sounds pretty. And we might just leave that there. I mean, I could work on this for heaps longer, but we're getting into the second tape, and I've got a couple more to do, so let's run through them before we completely run out of time. Alright, so we're going to go through the next ones. Now we're starting to get into the high quality pulse width modulation algorithms. So there's 2 more to go. Sorry, what are we doing? Algorithm. So we need an algorithm with more blocks. Is there a 3-block one? I can't remember. Yep. Right, so there's a 3-block one and there's a 4-block one. So let's just save the algorithm. Right, now we're starting to get into the square waves that are anti-alias. Now these are the really nice ones that you can play right up the top end of the keyboard. So let's just go to key map. Where are we? Key map. Back to algorithm. Alright, so we got a bit of brutality happening here. Again, this has only got the 2 parameters. It's got the pitch and the width. So, but the width is really the fun one. So much nicer and thicker pulse width modulation. It sounds really quite nice. So we might just keep this one pretty simple. We might just I'm wondering what to do. I might just do a we might just do like a single oscillator type bass sound here. So let's so we'll make this one a cascade as well. So we'll do vast filters. We'll put the vast filters on the second layer, just to go around. So I want to go to this one. We'll go that one and so what we're going to do, I'm going to put a high pass filter on here, same as we had in the last one, which is going to let us get those really nice hollow so let's just assign this to, actually let's go back to here for a sec. Let's assign that to that 22, let's assign that to that. Back to the algorithm, let's make a new layer. We'll go to 100. Let's put the nice big bass on it. Right. Plenty of resonance, and we want some drive. Alright, now I need to go back and come from layer 1, go down to layer 1, and we're going to turn this, get rid of that. So, alright, see you guys, I see a spotlight. It's glad you could join us. Okay, so what we're doing now is so what I've done there, taking that level down to minus 96 dB. When you are in cascade mode, the signal will flow through the first output, and the tap's actually taken from before the amp block. So if you've still got the amp block turned on, you'll actually get that sound through as well as the one above it, which can be useful because you essentially get a free, I guess you get a free unfiltered voice in this case, but we don't want to do that in this case. So. so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the LFO, I'm going to put an LFO onto the pulse width modulation, but I'm going to have it so that the switch can turn that on and off. So let's just go back down to layer 1 to the pulse width to here, and we're going to that. Oops. Oops. And that's going to be LFO2. So let's go back to globals on. Common. Globals on. What am I doing? I'm going to here. DSP mod and. Well, it won't let me assign them. Most parameters you can hold down enter and hit keys and it will let you assign them, but it's just not working for that parameter for some reason. I don't know. Let's go LFO2. There we go. Right, it's not going to do anything till we tell it to do something, so let's start off nice and slow. 2 Hz, rate control 26. Shape, what should we go? Should we try sawtooth? Let's try something a little bit different. to a function. What I'm going to try and do here is I want to have it so that that button works, so I can switch it from between LFO and the MIDI. So I'm just going to, I haven't done this before, but I'm just going to try to use a function to try and achieve that. Where are we? So I want this. I want to take this. That's not going to work because it's an on-off controller. Let's do this a different way. Let's do it on the speed, which I think was 20. Oh, it's just speed. No, I want to do it on. So I want to do it on Alright, so what I've done there, guys, sorry, I've sort of just been off in a world of my own. What I've done there is I've assigned what the switch will do is that if I turn the switch on, it's going to enable the LFO, and it's going to only enable over a range depending on where slider 22 is. So slider 22 currently is a manual control of the pulse width modulation. So if I turn the switch on now, it will engage the LFO to start doing the modulation, but its effect will depend on whereabouts MIDI 22 is, or slider C. So it should be relatively smooth. It should always be acting in the range, so it shouldn't pin at one side or the other of the pulse width modulation. And if I turn it off, the manual control comes back on. If I turn it on, then the LFO kicks in, but it will be proportional to where that LFO or where slider 22 is. So it's always going to be doing something, and you've got some control over how much LFO is. So that's what I've been doing there. Alright, so I might just end that one there. I've got about 30 minutes or 25 minutes to go, and I want to hit that last, just show you the last algorithm for pulse width modulation. So you can hear this one's really nice up the top. So I'll just quickly put a couple of effects on here. I'm just going to put a reverb and a. I'm just going to put a delay and a reverb on here. So just nice and quick. Where are we? Nice big fat reverb. That's pretty cool. We'll just leave that there, I think. So rename. So if you guys got any questions, just let me know. It doesn't necessarily have to be about programming the Kurzweil. If you want to know, something else, what I call my studio, my favourite bit of gear. Yeah, feel free to ask. I'm happy to, just talk about stuff in general. What am I doing? Not multitasking very well. That's what I'm not doing. Okay, let's save that one. All right, we're going to go on to the last of the algorithms now. All right, so let's just go on. Okay, so the last one is the enormous layer. Now, This is the sync square wave. It's anti-alias. It does do pulse width modulation. It has got a redundant pulse width modulation in, which I'm not quite sure why Kurzweil programmed it, because it doesn't actually do anything. But look, let's just go ahead and get this done. So we need 2 layers for this one. So we'll start with layer 1, and we'll add a layer. Where are we? New layer. This one needs to be 105. Oops. Okay, so this takes two blocks to make this sawtooth. So the first one is the sync square, wherever it is, sync square master, and then the other one is sync square slave. So you need both of these. You need both of these to sort of work. This it's actually the second layer, the sync square slave, that actually makes the noise. The first layer does actually make noise. So if we just go down to here and solo this one. So if we go up to the next layer. So there's actually two square waves there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off by turning off the first layer so we don't hear it, so you can actually hear the effect of this. I'm going to put that back on in a little bit because you can mix that back in and sort of get a free oscillator out of it. But let's just go in here for now. Turn this off. Okay. Now, unfortunately, they've put all the controls on the first layer. I wish they'd actually put the sync controls on the slave controllers in the slave block on the second layer, because what that would allow you to do is it would allow you to use a single master block to trigger a whole bunch of slave blocks, which would be really, really cool. As it is, you've got to waste all these extra layers of polyphony to do the same job. But anyway, it is what it is. So now, essentially the way this works is, this is a hard sync algorithm using square waves. I don't know the best way to explain this. What it does is that whenever the master one resets, that is when it's got a vertical, when it goes from -1 to +1, or when the square wave goes from the bottom part up to the top part. Whenever that happens, it re-triggers the second layer. It re-triggers the second oscillator. So there's 2 oscillators there. The first one actually triggers the second one, and it doesn't. When you've got them set at the same pitch, it doesn't actually do anything. It just sounds the same. But when you start changing the pitch and making the second one, run a bit faster than the first one or whatever, then you start getting interesting effects, and you can do some interesting modulation with them. Now, both of these have got pulse width. Now, I don't know why the master's got pulse width, because it's really only a trigger layer. You can use it to do to pass through the master out to the LFOs, so which is kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, so look, what we'll do is let's just put this up a little bit. So you can start hearing, as we're getting up here, we're getting all these weird overtones coming in as we start doing these offset. So you're getting that almost FM sound, that type of FM grit, and you can make, if you get the ratios right, you can make sounds that actually sound nice together. I think 17's a nice one. And you can get some nice effects from 9 as well. But you can get some really cool stuff by actually modulating these as well. So as you see, if we change the master width, it's got no effect. It's got no effect at all on the second layer. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit of a waste. But if we turn it back on, I think it does. You can have so this is a much more flexible algorithm. It is actually 2 square waves. It is anti-aliased all the way up the top, so you can get some really interesting sounds. So we're going to have a little bit of play around with this, more, just a little bit of experimentation, see some of the sounds that we can hear from this. I haven't done a lot of programming with this block before. I've done a lot with the square, with the sawtooth waves from the K2000, because you can get some really nice modulations happening there. So let's so we're just going to start with that on 0. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start using these. I'm going to start using the clocks to do some of the. This is some of the tricks that we used to do on the K2000 to get some interesting sounds. So we want the clocks. Hang on, there's going to be a back key map here somewhere. So what we can do is, if we go back to this, where are we? So if we bring here as we bring layer 1 back in, that square wave is actually available, so we can get 2 oscillate. We can actually get 2 sounds out of that. Does the master width affect a key map? No. Well, I doubt it, but let's have a listen, shall we? No, it doesn't, because it's a generated waveform. So what it does, all the key map will do is it'll apply the envelope to the oscillator. The actual sound from it will be overridden. So the sound from the key map doesn't make it through. This is with all the VA oscillators. So anything that starts with sine, saw, square, sync, all these oscillators that are there, unless they've got a plus in front of them, they won't let the sound through from the preceding block. So even if you've got a sine, so say if you've got a block with the first block's a sine wave and then you put a saw after it, you won't hear anything from the sine wave, just a saw. So this is the same with this block here. It actually gets rid of whatever the sound, the initial sound was. But what does stay behind is if you've got a key map assigned, the natural envelope from that will get assigned to the amp envelope if you've got that set to natural. And that was what was happening there when I played it. That's why the sound decayed away when I had it on piano. And that's why whenever you're doing virtual analog programming on the PC3, you want to set it to diagnostic sine, because that envelope is always open. When you've got a key down, it's open and it stops straight away. So when you're doing all your initial programming till you get onto your envelopes, that's just the way to go. So hopefully that clarifies it for you. So yeah, going back to this here, so we've now got 2 oscillators coming through. So what we can do on this first oscillator, let's just stick with the clocks for now. So those clock sources, they're synced to MIDI. So whatever your MIDI does, you can actually get it to do, it'll do things in time. And you can, what we might do is I'm going to create a random LFO using the clocks, just so you can see how it's done. And I'm going to assign it to the width on the master so that you can actually hear that. So let's just set that to 1. We're going to go across, we're going to set this to fun number 1. go. And we're going to set this to 99, 100, whatever. I'm going to go into here, and what we're going to do is we're going to set this to one of the clock sources. So let's set this to B clock 2, and we want the sample B on A. So what we're going to do, we're going to set this to rand. And we're going to set this to sample B on A. There he is. Okay, so what this does is whenever B clock 2 activates, it's going to take a sample from the random number generator. Use rand v1, not rand v2. Rand v2 has got I'm not sure if it's been fixed, but it used to only be a very narrow range of noise. Wasn't very useful, so use rand v1 when you're doing stuff like this. So what it does is whenever this goes to the on position, it samples this and it just makes a random LFO. So that's how you make random LFOs on the Kurzweil. So and what we might do, let's set this fun 2 actually, and I'm going to put a low pass filter on it. So what the low pass filter does in the functions is it smooths it out a little bit. So let's set this to, I can't remember which way around it goes either. So let's just set this to function 1. Where is it? And set this to low pass. Low pass, okay. And I think I got this around the wrong way. I think this has got to be 1. So we just got that's just all it's doing is a random pulse width modulation on the master oscillator. All right. So what I'm going to do on the other oscillator. Hang on. Program here, sorry. So we've got this on A clock 2. So let's set this, instead of on, let's set this to an LFO. that's a nice fun sound. I do like that a lot. Alright, well we haven't got any... Let's just assign an LFO to this, so let's go 50, LFO 1, which I think is over here, and 50, and go edit, and let's just put that on, let's make it a sine. Right, so what we're going to do now, I want to put this through a filter, and then I've got about 5 minutes left. I'll put this through a filter, and then I'm going to put it through an effects section, and that's going to be this patch. So it's just, we're just looking at a few of the weird things that you can do with this particular block. You can use it just for pulse width modulation, but you're sort of missing the point of this block. If you just want to do that, use the 3-block one. The 4-block one, you can do this weird ass shit. That's really cool fun. Right, so what I want to do is add a new layer, and what I want to do is I want to take the output out of layer 1 and layer 2. So what I need here is I need one of these I need to go back here, and I need to modify this. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm routing layer 1. Need to create, because I want to mix both of these through a filter, I'm taking a tap off this layer 1 and it outputs it to this second layer, and I've got the sync square. Okay, so this is oh, cool, that works. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to add a new layer. Okay, so this what I'm going to do here is use the there's a special mix algorithm called 131. What this does is this takes the two taps or the two outputs from layer 2. Okay, so let's just explain this. What we've got on layer 1. I don't need that layer. Delete that layer. Okay. So let's have a look what we've got in layer. What we've got in layer 1 is we've got this sync square, and it's generating a square wave. It outputs that out to the amplitude block, and it also then goes up to layer 2. Now what layer 2 does is it takes that, it processes it through the sync square block, and then outputs that, but it also has got a bypass for layer 1. So layer 1 comes up, it bypasses and goes out the second output. Now, when we go to the third layer, to mix layer 1 and layer 2 together, you need that bypass on layer 2, because this has only got one input. It can only grab an input from layer 2. So to pass an input from layer 1, you need that bypass that we had in layer 2. Okay, so we're going to do this layer 2. We're going to use, I just want to mix it. And then, I don't know if I've got a... No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer again, which is 105. Okay, and I want to put the big Moog, where is it? 4-pole Moog, and this is going to take its input from layer 3. And then what I need to do on layer 2, I just need to set the amp to -96, and the same on this one, -96, because now it's all going. So I just need to go back to key map. Okay, and now we can go into the algorithm. Alright, let's go through and program this. So DSP mod wheel, that one. Resonance, we want that to be on here, and we want to have 18. Oops. Oh, hang on. I know why. So I need to go down to this layer. Sorry, I just was wondering why it wasn't going through, and it's because I haven't set this to -96. Let's add some effects on this. I don't know, let's go a little bit crazy. And what do we put on here? Let's put a phaser on, because phasers are cool. Okay, so I'm using a static phaser just to show you how to do it. So I've got these FX LFOs. So block 1, I want that to be cutoff frequency, and I want that to be box 1, right cutoff frequency. LFO 1, and let's just put 4800. 4800. Alright, let's just edit this. let's put some mods on this. Thanks, mate. I am quite enjoying this sound. It's a bit vicious. I'll upload it. You guys can have a play with it. You can do so much with this. You got to watch the chaos. As you heard there, I had that nasty feedback loop at the back. So if you're getting that with chaos, with a chaos algorithm, just back off the drive and it'll get rid of that. So I'm just going to put this on block 1, and I want this on the drive. Put this on that one, and I'm going to increase that about. Oh, that is a cool sound. I do like that. Right, what else do I want to control on that? Alright, box 1. We better make sure that we've got a... I don't think we've got a wet dry for this one. I haven't... Alright, I'll have to do it with this. Delay. Bus here a little bit. Even though the tape's finished, I'm going to keep going, so you can use that sound to threaten people. Well, good, I guess. It's a bit mean. I'm overloading the FX bus somewhere, I'm not quite sure. I'm probably here. That is a cool sound. I'm going to save that before I do anything more to it, and I might come back and have a bit more of a play with that. So if you guys want to have a mess with this one here, there's some of this. I'll tell you some of the places that you can play with this. That you could do lots of really cool and weird stuff and take this on all sorts of weird things. Let me just save this while I just let me concentrate on this for a second. It's going to take me ages to document this because I can't remember what all my controllers did. WM. Delete. Save. Controllers. Set controllers. Let's just save rename. All right. All right. Some of the places that you can, if you want to pick this up and do some stuff with it, some of the places that I'd be looking at doing some additional programming on this would be to assign controllers to the amount of phaser and flanger, so you can pull them out, probably MIDI 26. Some of the other things that you can do is that you can just go back into on layer 2. Layer 1. Where are we? We want this page here. This sync offset. So just changing these, like even changing these to clock 4. All sorts of different rhythms. So, and even this one here. So you can change them, changing this amount here. Putting offsets on these. So all those sort of things can make these sounds just so vastly different with such small changes. Messing with the chaos algorithm is going to have a lot of changes. The other thing that you could do is remix. We've turned like on the blocks 1 and 2 on the amp block. So let's just go back to the amp. What you can do is actually bring these back in with controller. So I don't know where I'm up to. I don't think I've used 25 yet. So what you can do is maybe bring this back up 90 dB, and also the same on this one here. So 25, bring this up 90 dB. And probably try not to clip the entire bus of this thing. Where are we? Common. There we are. Might need to take this down a bit. Alright, so there's all this extra control that you can have just from these layers on this thing here. So I might just save this one as well. So I'll upload all these sounds for you guys. Thanks for joining me today. That's going to leave it. Hopefully we've covered most of the pulse width modulation stuff. I can't think of any other pulse width modulation sources on the PC3. Hopefully I gave you a little bit of an insight about some of the stuff I do when I'm programming. This is how I program, guys. I sit here and I just tweak sounds and save them and make stuff and just think about where I'm going to go next and what I want to add to it. This is just the process. So this is kind of what the programming with the Puppeteer things are all about, is to get a bit of a follow me through how I do the programming and where I go. So yeah, hopefully it'll give you guys some inspiration to go out and make some great sounds. This stuff isn't secret. Maybe my head's a bit messed up and I'd work in strange ways, but look, you guys can take some of this and go out and make sounds and get inspiration. If you find techniques that you need clarification on, let me know. I don't know if you guys got any more questions up there before I go, but thanks heaps for joining us. It's really good having you guys give a little bit of feedback in terms of the sessions. It sort of gives me some questions to answer and some explanations. And as we saw there, we took a few turns. We wanted to look at envelope control, so we put that into one of the sounds, and hopefully you got a little bit more of a clearer way to use these. I still think these synths are very underrated, particularly on the analog side of it. As you heard from that last sound, you can just create absolute mayhem with these things, and if you delve into it and start messing with things, you just make some absolutely obnoxious and huge big analog type sounds that just got so much movement. And that's the sort of stuff that I like to program for my music when I'm doing it. I haven't had a chance to write much for a while. I've been very busy with other projects, but look, hopefully I'm going to get back into it soon. Thanks heaps, guys. I'm glad you got something out of it. I'm going to put this up. It's going to take me a while to edit all this together. I've got 2 tapes and hours and hours of footage that I've got to put together, and hopefully my computer's going to be up to it. I'll probably upload it in 3 or 4 parts, I think, so that they're manageable for the final render. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to use my computer for 3 days. Thanks heaps, guys. I'm going to try and do some more of these soonish. I don't know when. A few guys put some good ideas up on the forums for me to have a look. Probably the next one I'm going to do is going to look at the cross modulation blocks, the additive modulation block, and also the shaper modulation. So we're going to have a look at the the X plus and exclamation point, those blocks and what they're used for, and some of the stuff that we can do with them. We're starting to get into, I guess, a bit more of the advanced stuff, a bit more of the creative aspects of the Kurzweil synths, which is really what I like to be programming. We've covered a lot of basic stuff. I don't want to leave people behind, so if I'm covering stuff that is advanced and you don't understand something, look, just pipe up and say, look, I don't understand what this is. I don't understand. I've been through the learning of synthesis. I've come from knowing absolutely nothing about MIDI and nothing about oscillators and nothing about filters to where I am today. It's taken me a long time, and I know that a lot of you guys are in that same boat. You're still learning. Maybe this is the first time you've been on a synth and you're just trying to get a few ideas about how to do stuff. I'm open to that, so if you've got basic questions, never be afraid to ask. I'll try and take what time I can to try and guide you through that. If we need some more time afterwards, then look, we can take it to the forum and have a chat about it there and sort of try and guide you through things as best I can. But I do like doing some of this, like that last sound is probably where I really like to do some of that, off the wall stuff, bit of imaginative stuff. So guys, thanks again for tuning in. I'm going to shut down now. I don't know how long we've been going for, but it's been a bit more than 2 hours anyway. And look, I'm glad everything went through. I've been a bit worried about my internet connection and if it's going to be able to cope, but look, it doesn't look like we've lost anything over the stream, so that's been good. Probably not the best quality stream. I think we're only running at 10 frames a second, so woohoo! Up there for bandwidth. But look, I've got these recorded at high resolution. I've got all the sounds recorded off the RME, so You can have some of the high quality stuff coming through from there. Hopefully I haven't clipped the buses too badly, but you get that. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the forum. See ya.